For most Americans, let the good times keep rolling. That's right. You know, Wolf Richter in Wolf Street, and he is awesome. And I keep telling you, subscribe to Wolf Street, outlined how the strength of the American consumer. Americans are better off than they've ever been. That doesn't mean there's not some people that are not, but as a whole, they're better off than they've been. And this is contrary to what you hear in the news. It's contrary to what you hear in headlines. I really, really encourage you to read this entire article. And an article, by the title of the article is Household Debts, Debt to Income Ratio, Serious Delinquencies, Collections, Foreclosures, Bankruptcies, Are drunken sellers' debts in Q2 2025. And it's a lengthy article filled with data. For example, household debt, which now is at $18.4 trillion, is up 1% quarter over quarter and 3.3% year over year, which is the third slowest growth in 25 years, meaning household debt is slowing. Disposable income is on fire. It's plus 1.2% quarter over quarter, plus 4.5% year over year. So income is growing far faster than debt. And the best way to look at debt, like people go, oh my gosh, record debt, record credit card debt, record debt. Well, you have to look at what's the income, just like we would do a loan. What's the debt to income? So you ask, debt to income is down to 81.6%, the lowest it's been in almost 24 years. That's right, it keeps dropping, right? And delinquencies are low. 30-day delinquencies are at 5.3%. And most of that delinquency is now driven by student loans that were not student loans. The people with the loans did not have to make payments. They had forbearance, and then they were hoping for forgiveness. There was a change in policy, and now they have to start making payments after thinking they'd never have to, after not making payments for 4 or 5 years. Now they're starting to have to make payments, and you know what? They're facing a lot of delinquencies. In fact, the 30-day delinquency rate for student loans is now at 13%, and the 90-day delinquency rate is now at 10.2%, and that's actually affecting the overall delinquency rate across all credit types. Without that student loan debt, the delinquencies would be at century historic lows. Foreclosures, we know, are virtually non-existent. They're only 52,000, which is well below normal. Bankruptcies are at 131,000, well below pre-pandemic levels. Just total strength. Now, 65% of Americans own their own homes, 60% hold equities. There's $4.6 trillion in money market funds that are earning greater than 4% interest. There's $1.1 trillion in small CDs. There's another $2.4 trillion in jumbo CDs. The Americans are awash with home equity. Their investments are taking off. Even their cash holdings in money markets and CDs, they're just really doing outstanding. And I know this isn't what you hear, but why it's important to dig deeper is if all we do is listen to the headline news, we listen to all this bad, all this credit, all this stuff, right? Everything's just going bad. Well, then we're going to buy into that psychology, which is affecting our clients' willingness to buy a home when they're perfectly capable of doing so. And if you're armed with better data and you can help people actually see how well off they are, you can help them get over that fear, understandable fear, that paralysis about should I buy a home now or not? Can I afford a home now or not? And you can educate them and show them the way. And that's the point. So I would really encourage you reading this article. It has probably 20 great charts, great data points. Wolf isn't editorial. He just puts out a ton of data. He does, frame it. He goes, look, we're stronger. The consumer's stronger than ever. But you can use the data. Use it in your lunch and learns. Use it in your borrower consultations. Use it in your home buyer seminars. Use it on social media. We just got to change this negative psychology. We got to quit this, just taking what the media gives us because it's not true. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I did do a pretty in-depth LinkedIn review of this article. I put a link to the article in my LinkedIn post. I will put a link to the article in the notes below. Here we are, we're slugging through another month. Holy smokes, we're almost halfway through August. I hope you're having a good start to the month, a good week. I appreciate you giving me some of your time. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.